So now let me introduce Jan Kibler from
Hi.
BNP, and he will talk you, or he will tell you something about customer view and how it's important. So stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Hi, I'm very pleased to see all of you, broad spectrum of the audience. So today I'll represent you my view and the perspective how we are building the customer 360 view in BNP Paribas Bank of Poland. I'm from Wrocław, not far away from here, so it was not a long journey yesterday. And the most important part here and for this speech is that we will be speaking about the fundamentals, the foundations that need to be built in an organization, the data governance, the quality of the data, to build value for the business. And I will be not speaking about AI that much, but I need to mention it because every presentation needs to speak about AI. So that's the only slide. So generated answer from ChatGPT. So I've asked ChatGPT, what's a customer 360? Because as I would ask any of you, you would have different answers, yeah? Because different perspective builds different answers. So from this quite long, maybe answer, I've just extracted a bit. And the value for me from this abstract is that it's stating that the most important thing is that the data is integrated and is consistent for the customers, not only our clients, but the customers and consumers of the data that we are building. So this is only part of the AI that we'll mention today. So the first and foremost, the most important thing about building Customer 360, because I'm a product owner in the BNP Paribas Bank of Poland, and I'm a product owner of a product that's called Integration Platform. So that's referring to Nicola platform that needs to be built yet. So we are building many capabilities, and the Customer 360 is just a name for one of the initiatives that I have. So yeah, we are building some API management, governance, and so on, so many different things, but the Customer 360, and with these goals and the strategic priorities that we need to have in mind by building this integration, but building this solution is the key to having a straightforward strategy. So we need to, because that's obvious, we need to have client-centric view. So we need to have availability to use this data on every day in real time. We need to have this data governed. We need to have this component, the solution, flexible and able us to expand the business value, because the business changes, the market changes. We need to reflect that in the data that we are building. So it can't be a very obsolete component that is built on the process for like 3 or 4 years and then just decommissioned. No, we are building a strategy for the organization how to build a Customer 360 view. So having all of these in mind. So the data governance, I will also mention this a few times because this is very important to have it not only in the platform, but in the strict regulations of our company's policies. So having these as the fundamental blocks for building the Customer 360 initiative inside of the BNP Paribas, we've decided that we will look into the perspective of the data consumers, of the data that will be put inside of the solution. Later on I will speak about the technical details, maybe not that much, but some of the architectural details about the solution that we're building, because the product that I'm owning is more like a technical one. The product that's inside of IT, that's a very maybe unusual setup because it's not a business product, it's more like a technical product for the business, for the whole organization. So we've tried to focus on the perspectives of the data users because we will have the data consumers different in the process, in the whole organization. Starting with Anna, that's outside of the bank. She's our consumer, she's our client, she wants more of our products, and the 3 factors that we've taken into consideration is the data volume that Anna needs throughout her journey, and I will just show you in a minute a journey of Anna. So the data usage time, I mean, probably she will start with maybe a mobile application. Maybe she'll start with a website, just to, she's seen maybe an advert about BNP Paribas products. So she doesn't need a lot of information. She needs just brief information, and she needs to have it in the spot. So she needs to have it now. She needs to take decisions now. She will move forward. After she will become our client, she will have some accounts, maybe mortgage, maybe a different products. She will need to access them through her mobile application. She needs to have it fast. Yeah? She needs to make a transaction. This process needs data. This data needs to be reliable and delivered fast to her. Different perspective is for Marek, a customer advisor. Maybe he sold the products to Anna, because he will need to prepare the offers to Anna. He will need to look into her, I mean, as a potential client or already a client to sell an additional product. So he'll need to see more. He'll need to have some scoring data, maybe some other analytics, just to prepare the best offer. Maybe the offer was generated in the back office and was already sent automatically to Anna. Nevertheless, he needs to work more on this data. Of course, the rest of the time is a conversation with Anna to sell the products. And he also needs the data fast, because when Anna asks something, he needs to deliver this data to Anna quite rapidly. Different perspectives on the inside teams in the back office, in the back end of BNP Paribas or your organizations. For example, products team, as a product owner, but more like products that are delivering some new credits, accounts, loans, and different banking financial products. They need to work and prepare the products based on data volume, not only coming from bank, but also outside from the bank. They need to have it in one place to work on it. They are working mostly on the data. And they don't need this data that rapidly as Marek or Anna. Yeah? So this different perspective. And the last team, the reporting teams, the governance teams, also the regulatories that we need to report to. So we have these audits and controls, like probably you have. So we have the most spread across organization volume of the data and the detailed data to then aggregate, combine, and to then create such a report. So they will be working on the specific tools, only on the data, and the deliveries, just as I said, maybe once a day, maybe 2 times a day. Different perspectives, different parameters, same source of truth. Yeah, so that's the basis, that the source for them should be one and consistent. That's the key element and keyword that I will reflect, the consistency of the data. So reporting can't report something else that Anna will see in her mobile app, or that Marek will work on creating offers for Anna. This is not that obvious for BNP Paribas, because BNP Paribas in Poland was created by mergers. We had like 8 mergers with different banks. Last was like 4 years ago. So we have a lot of data from different banks, from different perspectives, from different processes. So then merging it and creating a common solution for the business stakeholders, not that easy. So that's why we had to have a focus on the perspective, for example, for the data consumers. So right now, maybe quickly through the journey of Anna, because as I said, Anna will need this data rapidly. So the first contact, the website, the offer, then maybe a contact from the call center, maybe some other channels. These icons and the customer-centric view that is almost in every step, and the data consistency, these are crucial because Anna will work with, as I said, different channels of the communication. So these are built and created by business. So we have tribes that are responsible for creating the solution. There are tribes responsible for the processes, for the sales, for the after sales. So they have different tools because they will build in the last years. They will be changed. They have right now different sources of data, sources of truth, but they are right now switching to one that is consistent and has the best quality. So yeah, my product and the customer 360 as the initiative. So that's the backbone of having the process as lean as possible for Anna to sell the product, to have her onboarded in the bank, and maybe then create an additional offer for some different products, because in the first place she was just interested in the mortgage with her husband. She has a new child. Maybe a savings account for her, just to build up for her to have a better starting future. But maybe they will change their needs. It's for us very important to adapt to the needs of the Anna, to her perspective, but to have it all in one place. So I've told it like many already times, the channels, the perspectives of the presentation of the data that we need to deliver, people that are building new processes need the consistency. And yeah, this as the beginning was the foundation of the initiative that I'm currently right now building and going. So we in BNP Paribas focused also not only on the perspectives, but we've starting the initiative because it's a part of the strategy. It's very important, of the IT strategy and the business strategy. We've had an audit to ask our employees, not only the external employees, not only our clients, what are the pain points of your work with data? So on a daily basis, what would you change? What are the most common pain points? So we've gathered them, we've grouped them. So regarding data availability, so as I said, different channels, different tools, scope of the data, different needs, and data management, also data quality issues, lack of consistency. These are the most common problems because in the BNP Paribas, the data right now that we are having and showing to our customers is the data located in our core banking system, in fact. And we as an organization, we are right now in a strategy of preparing to switching the core banking system. So this is a very big strategy, a very big task to do in the bank, to change the core banking system to create a new one. So the major focus was to extract the data from the different sources, from different applications, like the core banking and different tribes, financial markets and other, and to have it centralized, to then spread consistent to the processes and the new tools that will be implemented in the organization. So these entities that we are speaking about, that we are collecting inside of the customer, we focus that how to describe this, because like last year when I've started this 1 year and a half ago, when I've took the product, took the ownership, when I spoke to business about customer data, specifically this role, they were focusing on specific data files, data records in the core banking system, having in mind one specific identification number of specific column in core banking system. And they knew that, for example, working with companies, that this or that company, like relationship manager, is built from different party file records from core banking system. And this was a common knowledge, but the data and gathering and creating the golden record that Nicola mentioned was done in different systems, different front ends from the relationship managers in different areas, from the retail banking for the corporate banking. So different rules based on scattered data in the core banking system created sometimes a different outcome. So we said, okay, so we are not building only a technical capability, not only technical APIs to get this data, but we are building a new perspective, a new model on how to look on entities, so that the person is like, can be a client, because Jan Novak can come to bank and have an account, like Anna previously stated. They can maybe have a mortgage or a credit, they can be co-owners. And what's important is that we are splitting, but having a borders that this is data about a person that exists in the reality. I have my name, my last name. I have some ID right now. That's currently, and this is something outside of the bank, and something that's reflected here in the arrows and the products is the inside world of the bank. So we will have different worlds, different needs. You will have different products, different organization, different sectors. So the middle part is something common from everyone. So we have the entities, and we are building right now with the customer information about the relations. So the companies, for example, have different relations and the roles. So a company can be a contractor from BNP Paribas. They can deliver paper for our organization. Maybe they will open an account to work on it, to have this product in BNP. So they will have different roles, one company but with different roles. Maybe the persons that we have already in organization have also some roles in the companies that are working with us. So building this, not that complex, but already quite complex spaghetti here with the roles, that very important is for us to create the understanding of the business model that business should be used to. Not working on technical files, not working on technical identification IDs, but working on the relations and roles of the entities, persons, companies, and so on. And this is the scope of our data. So we, in fact, because we can't heal the organization, the front ends, the process are creating the data. They are the data creators. We are only the consumers. Nevertheless, this whole here frame is something that we will have as the solution, as the centralized and well-organized data in our MDM, Master Data Management Solution. And this is this one, so the strategy that we've created, a bit more architectural. So we are having a centralized piece, but very important is that we still give the ownership for the data into the tribes, into the areas, because we are not owning the data, we are owning the solution. We are creating the capabilities, the technical and so on, but the data owners, data producers are in the business lines. So it's very important to highlight, and what Nicola showed, that with every attribute that we have, we know who's the owner and in which processes this attribute will be used. So this governance around this data is crucial, then to adapt and to have it modified and maybe anonymize and different, and maybe report. And this is the down here slide, down the data governance foundation for all of this to be consistent in the first place. So last technical detail, because the solution, in fact, it's not only for the data governance, not only for the regulatory reporting. As I said, it's for the front ends from the retail. So we need to have it real-time solution. And that's what we are building right now. So in fact, the solution, as I'm speaking to you, is already used, already launched in production. We have a first application, credit application, using it. Very low right now traffic, like 50 requests per second. Not that much, but yeah, we know that the next application, next processes, next business process will be switching to us, and yeah, the traffic will be around 3,000 or 4,000 requests per second, with having latency around 30 milliseconds to give them the data in the real time when they want it. And to build this, we need a great foundation. So the middle part for the grouping of the information that's coming from different systems, different sources, and extracting the golden record. That's the Informatica MDM multi-domain component. And a role of the data steward. So it's already been mentioned that there is a need to have someone, because we have these processes not ideal. So to have them better, we need to show the business, the KPIs, that the quality is not that best. You need to perform better, because we know the rule. Something bad comes in, something bad comes out. So we need to work with business to show them where the pain points of the data, where the data lineage, as Nicola showed, is. And yeah, online processing, storing it in the data mart, and then exposing via APIs, via notification services on Kafka, and on data mart and enterprise data warehouse. So all of these are right now being built in agile mode. So this is a product that's being in agile. So we have sprints. We deliver the value. We extend the API on in each sprint. So on every 2 sprints, we deliver something to production. And this wouldn't be possible without some factors. So this is very important for you to have a success in your organization if you are building such solution or you are considering having such strategy, to have business onboarded. So from the very beginning of this exercise, you need to have the consumers and the producers of the data onboarded. So because you are building the solution for them, for the business. So this was a part of this IT strategy. That was the first step mistake that we've created. We've locked ourselves inside of the IT, and we didn't work enough with business. But then after we've onboarded the business, we've changed the priorities, and then it started rolling out. High priority in the organization. Sponsor of this initiative is the board member. So we need to have someone in the board just to say, no, we need to do it. Without it, we'll screw it, yeah. And then the data tribe. We have in BNP a tribe that's called data. And they're having the data governance, data quality, and data architecture teams. We are working closely in collaboration with them. You've already heard that how important data governance is. So it's very important to have them regularly updated on where we are heading, because we are switching sometimes in different directions. And last, but also important, because I originally was an architect like for 7 years, so I have it in place. Very important is the architecture roadmap and strategy for the bank. So if you are then there in the architecture roadmap as the foundation for the organization, you have the mandate to state, yes, you need to switch to our solution. You need, so your solutions, so different databases maybe that are scattered, and people saying, yeah, we have our data, it's good. We're saying, no, you need to switch to us because we are building one consistent tool for the whole organization. So this is the creating value for the consumers to build then the views of the customers with different perspectives. Thank you. I know that I don't have any time left, so yeah, during the coffee break, I encourage you to come and talk about these problems maybe you have.